afternoon. Welcome to Ramona United Methodist Church's Christmas Mission Music Project. We hope you enjoy the program and connect with the message that it brings as we bring you the meaning of Christmas. For the young at heart, and for the young not so young at heart, there is dancing in the back and in the aisle, so it's perfectly welcome. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because we have a story here about the meaning of Christmas. Our story begins with a very grumpy grandma, and her name is Hope. Granny Hope has quite a lot to say when it comes to Christmas time. You see, Hope isn't happy. She isn't happy with how the holiday season has evolved over her lifetime. It seems more and more it's becoming a materialistic, secular time of the year. Her newspaper is filled with ads of things she has to buy for her family and friends for them to be happy. In the evening, her neighborhood is aglow with glaring lights and the sound of blow-up cartoon characters littering across the neighborhood. Too bad all the neighbors are too tired from putting up all those decorations to visit or even say hello at the mailbox. Even her favorite television stories have all these Christmas plots that don't seem to fit her meaning of Christmas. None of this makes her happy. It's not the message she hears in her United Methodist Church. Where's the preparation of Advent that she hears about in words and song? Aren't the gifts on the Angel Tree Project the true gifts of the season? Isn't true fellowship serving cookies and visiting after the kids once again recreate the nativity story? No, this Christmas season just isn't what it's supposed to be. Granny had a very distinct view on Christmas time and the purpose of why it's celebrated. She constantly ponders the focus of the season. The one she knew since childhood is somehow being forgotten. Are we losing the meaning of Christmas? Where's the Christmas mood she knows and she loves? What she hears on the radio definitely isn't the same.
Oh,
So, church brothers and sisters, how can they not see that Christmas, it must be about the birth of Jesus? Granny begins to start voicing her concerns about the type and the way in which the church and community are embracing Christmas. It took just one more thing to push her over the edge. She was driving home from her United Methodist Women's meeting when she saw it. Something hot and something frothy being served right there at the Baptist church, right there next to the nativity scene. Something that, in her opinion, had nothing to do with Christmas. Some would even say she blew off steam. But that day, Granny shares out the traditions that should be maintained about what bothered her and about what made her happy at Christmas. Granny shared what Christmas meant to her. Her pastor listened and allowed her to vent all of her frustrations. Once Granny ran out of breath and calmed herself, the pastor began to share about Christmas. That Christmas, the celebration, or Christ Mass, actually began in the 2nd or 3rd century. It was a feast to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. These early celebrations, they happened on all sorts of dates, and it was widespread all over until the Middle Ages. Many of our traditions that we have, they come from the Victorian era, but new traditions are formed each year. Traditions such as a wreath, which some see as the reminder of Christ's wreath of thorns that he placed on his head, or the evergreen trees with the light signifying the unending light of Christ. Today, Christmas is one of the most important celebrations as we celebrate the birth of the Christ child. Christmas is the day to remember the Messiah that was born into this world and has changed so many lives. The pastor also said that this is a time to celebrate, a time for family and friends to get together, a time of joy and love, a day where there should be peace on earth, peace that would last to the next day and the next, and eventually into eternity. Christmas is a wonderful time, a time to remember forever the songs of joy and peace, love and happiness, excitement and community. Santa, Christmas trees, giving, mistletoe, garland, those are the smaller pieces of something much bigger than any of us. Although lots of people think Christmas is about these tiny things, the reason we celebrate Christmas is because of Jesus Christ, born into this world. When we share our compassion with one another, it's the love of Christ, the love that was first shared with us, sometimes when we're not even aware. The pastor shared that Granny that this can be a time of community and love when we're all brought together by the birth of Christ. It's a time for us to reach out to those in need of food, clothing, friends, fellowship, and compassion. It's a time for us to come home to the one place we're always loved, the one place that there's always hope, to come home to the manger where the Christ child lays.
Bells will be ringing in the sad, sad news. I wanted Christmas to have the blues. Oh, my baby's gone, and I have no friends to wish me greetings. Oh, once again, choirs be singing silent night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not Christmas Day, by New Year's night. Friends and relations, send salutations. Stars shine above. But this is Christmas. Christmas, my dear, coming a year to be with the one you love. So won't you tell me you're never wrong? Christmas is near. You'll find you home, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief and no pain, and I'll be happy once again. Baby, please come home, yeah, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief and no pain, and I'll be happy once again. There'll be no sorrow, no grief and no pain, and I'll be happy once again. Please come home for Christmas.
Oh, she left the quite a bit of thinking to do. She knew what she felt in her heart. She knew that that love was placed there by a baby soon to be born. As she drove home, she passed through the downtown, and shoppers were still loaded with packages. She began to think about the love in giving to one another. As she passed that Baptist church, she saw that hot chocolate was still being served. But she also thought about the love shared in fellowship as people watched that nativity story before their eyes, warming themselves with that hot drink, but also warming their hearts to the meaning of the season. As she drove down her street, the nighttime lights and characters were just coming to life. She thought about how at each house there was a family there, including at her house, celebrating the season of love in their own unique way, each with its own meaning. After some careful thought, Granny finally began to truly understand what Christmas means. Christmas means love. Love comes in all sizes and shapes, in all circumstances and experiences. Sometimes we have to look for that love, even at Christmas. Each of us, even Granny, must search her heart and discover what Christmas means. Granny didn't go right into her house that night. Instead, she went to the neighbors. She knocked on the door and they answered, and she told them how much she enjoyed their lights as they directed her home each night. To her neighbors, she shared the meaning of Christmas. The night when the Christ child is born, the night our sins are forgiven, the night a new light enters into the world. She asked her neighbors, she said, "What does Christmas mean to you?" And she was happy to discover their meanings were the same. The meaning of Christmas was love.
Candles burning low, out the mistletoe.
swing music. Being a pastor, there's a time you have to trust in your music. And the more we thought about it, the more we heard responses, the more it seemed a more appropriate thing to do this after worship. I don't know if I've, all right, we did it. That's a $5 fine. I can't say that during worship, but that's a $5. So at any rate, out of all the discussion, all the ideas, the choir, the Jason, we all came together and said, let's do it after church. And of course, being Methodist, we had to throw food into it. But then we said, let's make this even more meaningful. And that's where Encore comes in. You all know the United Methodist Committee on Relief. This is an organization within our church that you could kind of call them the Red Cross of the Methodist Church. Our portion, that's what we pay each month, each year, that pays for all their cost to run it. But throughout the year, people contribute dollars. Every dollar that's contributed goes to where it's needed. All the office expenses are already paid for. Every dollar goes where it's needed. We all know the need is great this time of year. We see the picture from the Philippines. We've seen the pictures of tornadoes that hit Oklahoma and the Midwest. We've seen what happened when the hurricanes come on shore. Encore is there every time there's a disaster in our world. So when we came together, we brought it together and let's give this some meaning. So today we're going to take a free will offering if you're able. Any donations today go directly to Encore. I've been putting a lot of posts on Facebook this week of the needs there. They need buckets to help people clean up. This week they have 0 school kits. These are things they send to places where everything has been destroyed. If you're ever on a computer, look at Encore. It's a great organization, and all of our donations go directly where it's needed. So today we're going to take a free will offering for Encore, and while we're doing that, we all get to sing, don't we?
Yes, we do.
There we go.
This little blue book that you have probably in your mind.
Angels we have heard on high, safely singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains.
So why don't we go ahead and just sing the other song that's right next to it? You see it? Silent Night? All right. Silent Night. Here we go.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Down young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly
Let us have it.
Interesting because, I usually get to take all the credit for these things, but this one I can't because the narration was written by Val, and she took a concept that was hard, and hard for me to write about, and did an amazing job. And so on behalf of the music department, we say thank you for staying up till 1:30 in the morning. They're not being very happy with me when I got here this morning. But thank you all for coming. We want to make this something, the music program here, we try to mix it up and do different things, but this time we wanted to do it for a purpose. And that purpose was Encore. So thank you for donating your money. Thank you for these wonderful people. Thank you to these wonderful musicians who came in. And now I can probably, the choir will be a little bit happier with me after this. The music was hard. So, but thank you, and there's more food, so definitely eat. We're Methodists, we have tons of food. So, there's food in the back, there's more food coming, I don't know. Eat.